From the outside, Provecho Grill in Menifee may look like an ordinary restaurant found in most commercial strip centers, but once you enter this colorful cantina-themed eatery, you are in for a real culinary journey through Mexico. Owner Chef Rosie O'Connor and her dedicated staff take pride in delighting their hungry guests with a nice array of delicious regional dishes found in Mexico and welcome your visit.
You know, we're here in Menifee. It's at restaurant number 2, and this used to be Sun City, so I'm sure it's going to drive you nuts. Somehow it was incorporated into Menifee, so yep. I don't know what happened. Did they ship Sun City out? I don't know.
Sun City sort of had a reputation for being an older community, maybe not, something that's as desirable. So Menifee is a newer community, so it just sounds better.
Well, this is our first restaurant, and boy, did we pick a good one.
Oh yeah, the flavors. They're alive. It feels like a vacation in here. It's got everything going for it. Great flavors and great food.
As soon as you walk in, the vibe, the feeling, the smell, the music, everything, you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
Then there's Chef Rosie O'Connor. Now, with the name O'Connor, you expect her to be Irish or a different type of non-Hispanic. Well, she's from Latin America. Her family's owned restaurants before, and I'll tell you what, rather than me talk about her, let Rosie talk about herself.
Hello everyone, my name is Chef Rosie O'Connor and I'm the chef owner of Provecho Grill. So when you come to Provecho, what you're going to find is that it's a regional Mexican restaurant. And so what I do, I go to Mexico, learn these recipes, bring them back home, and I want you to feel like you're going to Mexico. I want you to feel like you're traveling and you're on vacation. You have the bright colors, the bold flavors, and I'm bringing you a little piece of Mexico.
Wow, thanks Rosie. You said it better than I ever could. So I don't know about you, but I'm ready. I'm hungry and I want to travel.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it. They open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yep.
And let's start with the breakfast dish. This is chilaquiles, $8.95. This is a dish that Mama makes with leftover tortillas. Not my mom, but Rosie's mom. This is crispy tortillas. They're cooked with a guajillo chili sauce and 2 eggs on top with refried beans and rice. I thought this was sensational. I've had so many renditions of chilaquiles, but this is all made together, and that's why it's so nice. A lot of them, they just pour it on real quick. This is actually cooked with the sauces.
Yeah.
And that's you get all the flavor, and this is a fantastic dish.
It's comfort food 101, if you're Hispanic.
Yep.
Next, we have something that's very special here. It's called pork belly Benedicto. It's $10.95. Now, this is their version of a Eggs Benedict, but amplified. So let me tell you what's in here. Seared pork belly, green salsa, has breakfast potatoes underneath it, a beautiful hollandaise sauce that they make, queso fresco, pico de gallo, and pickled onions. There's so many flavors going on here, and it's with a bagel. So it doesn't have a bagel?
That was a bagel? It was a roll.
Was it a roll?
Yeah.
Okay, it was a Talaggio roll? Okay.
One of the rolls.
So there's so many flavors going on here. I love the Angry Orchard barbecue sauce. I think that's brilliant. It brings out a really nice, sweet, tart flavor. The hollandaise sauce is so creamy and velvety. I love the contrast of the sauce. The queso fresco gives a little bit of texture, just a little bit of heat to it. The pico de gallo is really great, and I love the pickled onions. It gave that sour profile to it.
Yeah, the combination, everything worked together. My only thing is when you eat it, you take it goes flying down. What I would do is add a piece of cheese to the roll, then add the pork belly.
And glue it all together.
Yeah, it kind of glues it together. It's no big deal, but I would ask for cheese on it. I definitely would. Next came the chili guajitos. This is $10.95. This is from Baja part of Mexico. It's coastal. Yellow chilies stuffed with cut up chipotle shrimp and a delicious creamy Cajun sauce with aioli and soy sauce. This dish had a lot of different feelings about it. Excellent dishes, but the problem was the chili was very, very spicy, which is fine. I love spiciness.
Yeah.
The shrimp was nice and succulent and sweet. However, the Cajun sauce on the bottom kind of competed with the hot chili.
I agree.
I suggest getting a different chili or a different sauce. It was both hot and hot.
Too hot.
But they competed against each other, so you couldn't get the full body, the full essence of what it should be.
I agree. I took one bite of it and I was like, oh, I love this, the flavor, because the sauce was so velvety. And then it hit me and I was like, I was like trying to stick my tongue in water. It was so hot for me.
Princesses don't eat hot food.
I know. I'm a wimp. So, I admit that I'm a wimp. It's very bold flavor,
but
for
good.
sure. Next, we had something called Pazzo. This is $10.99. This is from the region in Mexico City. This is a wet torta, basically. So it's sliced Angus steak with chorizo, potatoes, lettuce, crema, queso fresco on a tolero roll, and it's smothered in the chili Colorado sauce and the chili guajillo sauce. You know, I'm not a fan of tortas. I really am not. There's so much going on in a torta. However, this one has great flavor. So if you love tortas, you're going to love this one. The flavors are really, first of all, the meat is so beautiful. It's tender. It has a nice charred flavor to it. Very good. To it. You know, every layer had a lot going on. I just feel like with a torta, it has everything I don't like in a dish. It's soggy. It's layered with so many different things.
But, see, I disagree. I'll tell you why. That bun, the whole idea is for it to soak up the juices in the sauces. I know that it is, but so it's just my personal thing. I'm not a fan of soggy anything. I like tortas if they have flavor and they're good. Most of them are just beans with mayonnaise and lettuce, tomato, and useless meat. This has flavor, has texture. It does. It's got everything. So,
I would agree with you. It has great flavor. I'm just not a fan of tortas. So I'm just going to say that. If you like tortas, you'll like this one.
Next came the, carnitas?
Carnitas. Yeah, this is from the Michoacan region of Mexico. This is slow roasted. And I'm talking building the flavor. Citrus roasted pork. And they do grilled onions and red and green bell peppers with it, with a little pico de gallo, jalapenos, guacamole, beans and rice and tortillas. This is the best carnitas. It has such a beautiful citrus flavor. Has that perfect crust on the outside, tender and juicy. Even the fat on it. You know how they render the fat out and it's just so juicy when you eat it. This was delicious. I can't say enough. You must get this carnitas.
The rice and beans, I want to comment on that. I love the rice here. It's dry, it's firm, but it's flavorful. Very good. And the beans are excellent. I don't know if they have lard in it, but they're very good with cheese.
I hope they do.
I see her shaking her head, yes, so they have lard in there. But they're very good. Next came the mole chicken enchiladas, $11.99. This is from the region of Puebla, and this is her own rendition of it. It's enchilada stuffed with chicken, cheese, and served with rice and beans. Simple, but incredible. The mole, there's like 40 different types of moles in Puebla. And this one had just a mild hint of sweetness. The chicken was very moist, delicious.
Well, that's what I like so much. She has so much chicken in the enchilada that sometimes mole can be so overwhelming. The flavors are so strong.
No, this
was paired perfect with enough chicken. You know, the ratio was perfect, so it wasn't overwhelming.
The drizzle of crema too is really nice. It kind of mellowed out the nice
it's a strong
mole.
flavor.
Right,
you know,
good.
mole has a strong flavor. Next, we had a dish that I absolutely loved. It's called Shrimp Veracruz, $14.95. Now, this is from the region of Veracruz, obviously. This is shrimp with baby heirloom tomatoes, garbanzo beans, artichoke hearts, and a really beautiful, robust tomato wine sauce. Now, this, the minute I ate it, I was like, this is Northern Italian food. This is my home food. I loved it. It was so beautiful. First, it was about 9 jumbo shrimps that they butterfly. Then the sauce. You know, you have that tomatoes are so fresh. They have just such a fresh flavor to them. And then the garbanzo beans have a nice texture. The artichoke hearts. I love this dish. I wanted to drink the sauce up.
I wanted more sauce. It also had garlic, lots and lots of garlic. That's what hit me the most.
Yeah.
So when you get that with this sweet, succulent shrimp, my goodness, ask for a lot of sauce on this one. They're a little chintzy, I think. I would ask for a lot more. This sauce is so good.
Well, I mean, this sauce would be perfect over pasta. There's so many applications for the sauce, but the main thing is it's very fresh. So this got a bunch of stars next to it.
Next one came pak chuk. This is $13.99. This is from a region of Yucatan. It's achoti garlic marinated pork cutlets, grilled onions, bell peppers, jalapenos, sausage, and it comes with rice and the black beans. In Mexico, in Yucatan, they use boar, but since they don't have boar here, they use pork chop. Very, very, very. To me, it had a char flavor, although it wasn't. It was cooked on a flat top. But what's nice about it, you had the nice flavorfulness. You could taste the achoti, which I love.
Yes.
It was marinated just so good. The grilled onions. You got the pickled onion, which in Yucatan, every dish has a pickled onion.
I love
every
that.
dish. And the sausage had a nice kick to it. Just a nice plate. Very different. And what's nice about this is, a lot of times pork chops, I'm like, ugh, because they're usually overcooked. Dry. This is very moist.
Yeah, this is a very unusual dish. I haven't seen this in a restaurant before, which is nice. I love the contrast of that very garlicky and even citrusy flavor in the pork, and then that acid in that pickled onion. So to me, this was a beautiful dish. Very, very unexpected. I loved it.
Well, if the Dracula comes to your house, you get this dish. Lots and lots of garlic. I love it.
I love that, though. Last but not least, we always have to finish with a perfect dessert. So this was very unusual to see here as well. Sweet potato praline tart, $5.95. It comes with a caramel drizzle, bacon,
crisp bacon,
cinnamon sugar ice cream, and it is divine. You know, this tart is like fall Thanksgiving dinner on a plate. It's like, it's warm, it's crusty on the outside. The filling is very, you know, sweet potato has a very pumpkin-y kind of flavor to it. So it has that very familiar...
The crunch of the bacon is what did it for me.
Well, it's everything. It's the bacon salty, the ice cream, that cinnamon is creamy.
Sweet, salty, cinnamon.
Flaky.
Right.
I mean, it's delicious. For
Perfect.
$5.95, get 5. Take them home.
It was a steal. Well, I'll tell you, this is just, I could sit here all night and eat more, but we have to go home. It's 3 in the morning.
I'm going to bust out of my pants. I can't eat another thing.
What were some of your favorites?
You know, for sure the carnitas. I love, you know, to me that's always a signature of a great Mexican restaurant if they can do carnitas well, and they do it fabulous. The shrimp Veracruz, again, it's such a unexpected dish when you come to a Mexican restaurant to really get something of that level. Very fresh. I'm going to say the poke chuck. How do you say that? Did I say that right?
Pak chuk.
Pak chuk.
Close.
I loved it. The citrusy, briny, I loved it.
I pretty much agree with you.
Oh my gosh.
But I would also, I like the pambuso too. I like tortillas. I really like the sauce. That Colorado sauce really made it.
Yeah.
Again, the mole was excellent. Carnitas.
Everything was great.
Like carnitas. And the pak chuk was excellent. So, wow.
We won't be speaking Spanish anytime soon. They'll boot us out.
No letters, please.